Hello everyone, we are Team 2 and we are arguing that in the past 12 months, information technology has not enabled democracy to become stronger in Canada for 7 main reasons.
When it comes to the development of IT, a growing concern to Canadian democracy has been the increasing rate of misinformation spreading. Some of the biggest contenders for this spread is the use of AI along with big data. Recent advancements in technology have made AI and big data a global topic for a number of reasons. AI can be defined as the development of IT that is used to simulate human intelligence. It encompasses a wide variety of technologies such as Gen AI. Big data, on the other hand, refers to large datasets that grow at an exponential rate. These datasets are used by AI, as the more information AI has, the more accurate the output will be. Therefore, AI and big data work hand in hand. Our governments have turned to big data as a means of objectivity in decision making. This idea clashes with the subjectivity that comes with governmental ideologies. The biases that government bodies have impose a layer of subjectivity onto big data, which therefore can constitute data misuse. When data is misused this way, other concerns arise such as data privacy, public coercion, and data discrimination. For example, in 2018, the Cambridge Analytica scandal took place where information on 87 million Facebook profiles were collected without user consent and used to advertise various election campaigns in over 200 countries.
Number of misinformations have increased significantly since Gen AI such as GPT-4, Synthesia, and Scribe have became more available and cheaper. Gen AIs are ultimate misinformation amplifier because they allow creation of a large amount of contents quickly and easily. Although statistics are hard to obtain, an exact effect of Gen AI's encounter are yet to be seen. But with the rise in AI contents related to elections since 2021, they are already viewed as one of the biggest threats in democracy by the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity in the report Cyber Threats to Canada's Democratic Process 2023 update. There are also already examples of Gen AI's effect in key moments such as Biden's anti-LGBTQ comment and Zelensky urging surrendering in the start of a war, with obvious impacts. Advances in information technology have not strengthened democracy in the past 12 months.
While foreign interference is not new, information technology gives foreign entities more reach and impact than ever before, using cyber attacks, social engineering, and the spread of misinformation to influence Canadian politics and elections. Foreign interference from information systems is a substantial worry for Canada, with the government themselves being particularly concerned. Public Safety Canada says that state-sponsored cyber programs of foreign governments pose the greatest cybersecurity threat to Canada. In a publication made by Security Intelligence Service, they stated that a growing number of foreign states have built and deployed programs dedicated to undertaking online influence as part of their daily business. These online influence campaigns attempt to change voter opinions, civil discourse, policymakers' choices, government relationships, the reputation of politicians and countries, and sow confusion and distrust into Canadian democratic processes and institutions. While this publication is from 2021, the most recent National Cyber Threat Assessment has found that these cyber threats have only been growing over the past 2 years. This is not a passive concern either, with some areas already taking action. In Whitehorse, Yukon, the council have already banned internet voting in the city due to concerns of cyber attacks and loss of ballot casting anonymity by foreign actors.
Advancements in information technology have led to an increased reliance on tools such as the internet in order for people to consume their news. According to a 2023 Stats Canada report, the internet has now become the single most common way for Canadians to gather news, accounting for 33% of Canadians and almost 50% of young Canadians aged 15 to 34. By having a single dominant way of news consumption, large sweeping government internet regulation changes can easily have severe and sudden effects on all Canadians. Bill C-18, one of several recently passed internet regulation bills, required technology companies to compensate news outlets when their content was made available on their sites. This led to companies such as Meta blocking news platforms on their sites entirely, resulting in an 85% drop in engagement for local and 65% for national news outlets, with many news outlets shutting down as a result of the decrease in traffic. Democracy relies on informed citizens to play a crucial role in public discourse, whereas quality news media aids in holding the government accountable and limiting misinformation. However, sweeping internet regulation bills are able to rapidly nullify their effect and the strength of our democracy as a whole. These internet censorship issues will likely only increase in scope as time goes on, since younger generations are more reliant on the internet as a source of news, further weakening the pillars of our democratic system.
In addition, journalism, especially political journalism, has increasingly prioritized entertainment over factual reporting. Techniques like sports style debate panels and sensationalist headlines capture attention but often sacrifice thorough, unbiased information. A study by Dr. Gloria Mark, a psychology professor at the University of California, found that the average American attention span while using technology has dropped from 2 minutes and 40 seconds in 2004 to just 47 seconds today on average. In response, news outlets have shifted to short form media platforms like TikTok, which struggle to provide necessary context for complex topics. As a result, many Canadians who predominantly get their news online, according to the aforementioned StatsCan report, are forming more uninformed opinions than ever before. This trend has permeated the political discourse as well. For example, Pierre Poilievre, the opposition leader, recently called the Prime Minister a wacko in the House of Commons and refused to retract the statement. Liberal Minister of Immigration Mark Miller responded with an equally provocative one-liner. These interactions show the damaging impact of prioritizing viral sound bites over substance, as politicians focus on creating shareable clips rather than engaging in meaningful discussions on important issues. The University of Pennsylvania's Department of Social Policy and Practice highlights information and communication as key factors for democracy. As our media becomes more entertainment focused and less informative, the Canadian democratic system continues to weaken.
Historically, individuals who had major influence or large followings often had accredited expertise, education, or experience in their respective fields. Traditional news outlets and information platforms were primarily professional journalists and cited reputable sources. However, social media platforms have given individuals who may be unqualified the ability to spread information and their opinions to large follower bases. Social media influencers are often far less regulated and receive less scrutiny for the content they produce, so they tend to rely on sensationalism and polarization to increase views. From a political standpoint, influencers also have a significant sway in who their followers vote for and political views. In the article, Are Online Political Influencers Accelerating Democratic Deconsolidation? Researchers conclude that greater consumption of online political influencers leads to performing extremist views, as seen with skepticism with COVID-19 or 5G technologies.
Another aspect of our current IT advancements that have had a negative effect on democracy are echo chambers. As we can tell on our own social media feeds, algorithms make it so that content shown is based on what you've previously interacted with. When it comes to politics, it can then mean that you're disproportionately seeing information from one perspective or potentially of a nature that's not even factual. As Sunstein, a prominent American legal scholar, defines it, echo chambers are environments in which a person only hears views with which they agree, reinforcing pre-existing beliefs and attitudes, and making it difficult to learn about and consider alternative perspectives. Interacting with a post slandering what a politician said in a recent interview can be informative, but it acts as a push to the algorithm running your For You page. And what's more is that the popular posts that you do end up interacting with are often those with emotive and controversial content, as discussed in an article from The Hill referenced by the Government of Canada in their National Cyber Threat Assessment for 2023-2024. Shown here on this slide are a couple of very recent examples taken from Twitter regarding Canadian politics, each with tens of thousands of views, in which emotive language is evident. Having your news mixed in with this kind of catered content that only gets more convoluted as you continue to interact with posts can make things more complicated. It forces people to need to be deliberate when it comes to seeking out political information and remain cautious about potentially being biased due to conditioning caused by these algorithms. A democratic society functions on the basis that its people knows about all party platforms before voting, and having this layer of complexity can make this process a lot more unclear for those of us who leverage social media platforms as a main source of news.
For these reasons, we believe that over the past 12 months, information technology has not enabled democracy to become stronger in Canada. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to answering any questions.